Good evening, everyone. Hope you've all been doing well. Hope your trading journeys have been going well. I have not been able to trade as often as I've liked lately. Just been really busy with work. However, I was able to finally catch two trades today, both bullish divergence setups on SPY. So let's get right into it. Let's take a look at the callouts and the charts. At 12:30 today, I signaled to the team that I was taking SPY calls for a bullish divergence setup on SPY's 5-minute chart. Then at 12:35, I signaled I was trimming already for 45% return on those contracts. And 105 that I was finally getting scaled all the way out of my position. At one point, my runners were up 80%, but I closed them for roughly the same for 50% return. At that point in time, I was 1-for-1 and was content with calling it a day. So let's take a look at that first trade. SPY's 5-minute chart. You can see here in the lower left corner, it's the time frame we're looking at. So each candle is represents 5 minutes. How do we have the divergence? The chart plotted lower lows here, as you can see with this yellow trend line, while the RSI plotted higher lows. So that is a form of bullish divergence, meaning the stock should reverse to the upside soon. We also had some confluence from our indicators. The RSI was also down below this dotted line here in the oversold range. The MACD curled, bullish MACD cross set up and took place. And on the TTM, we had buying momentum re-enter and gain control after sellers drove the price way down. So all bullish confluence from the indicators to go along with the bullish divergence setup. I signaled I was taking calls here, and then I got out up here in this blue box. Why did I chart the blue box? As you can see, we flushed below this level, and then price tried to reclaim and go up. However, we did not. So these three large upper wicks represent resistance in this range. And so as price re-entered this previous resistance level, that's where I wanted to look to scale out before price reversed to the downside. And as you can see, that's exactly what we had here, and it went on to make a new low of day. So that was the first trade, 1370 in roughly 35 minutes. Then later in the day, I couldn't pass up on an A+ setup in power hour. So at 325, I signaled I was taking SPY calls again, bullish divergence again as well, but this time on the 3-minute chart. Gave my profit target level, signaled whenever I was trimming, which again was for 50% return. And then we closed for 15% return. I got all out, and the profit target level that I signaled was hit. Perfect trade, perfect setup, perfect execution. So let's take a look at this chart. And this one, let's see here, bottom left, this one is on the 3-minute chart. So you can see that bullish divergence is something you can use on multiple different time frames. The chart plotted lower lows again, while the RSI plotted mutual to slightly higher lows. So the other one, it plotted obvious higher lows. That was a form of strong bullish divergence, where this one is just mutual while the chart's going lower. So that's a form of medium bearish divergence. Again, confluence from the indicators. We're below that dotted line, meaning we are in the oversold range. Bullish MACD cross set up and took place here. And buying momentum was re-entering on the TTM squeeze. So an A+ setup when all your indicators agree with the chart as well. All right, I like to see some kind of a bullish candlestick pattern bouncing off that lower trend line of the divergence setup. So I signaled to go in here on this doji, what almost could have been a bullish hammer, but it nonetheless had a large lower wick that was almost double the size of the upper wick. So I went in on calls here. Again, we got a blue box, which is marking the area, the range that I'm going to look to scale out and take my profits. And I chose it because we had this, so it was support at one point, large lower wick. We reversed to the upside, but however, once we got below it, you can see upper wick, 2 more touches here. We failed to reclaim it. So if price was to re-enter that that zone, I would expect us to find resistance. We entered it and then pushed above it quickly. So I got out again for 115% return, as you can see here on the last 15 contracts I was holding. The first ones I sold for the 50% return, bringing my total to a little over 3,000 on the day. Hope all that was helpful. Look for this bullish divergence setup in the future and use it to make some money. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out or comment them below. Good evening.